Have you had a paranormal experience? Well, if you've seen our last episode, Jimmy has had 3. He's told us of the last 2, and this is his 3rd encounter. And this one, a bit more of a malevolent spirit. So stay tuned. So welcome back to the Brac Shop, and this is the portal to the strange, the paranormal, and the spiritual. Because where there's dark, there's light. And I'm Tom from the shop. So welcome back. Now, if you saw our last episode, it was with Jimmy, and he told us about his ghostly experiences. He's had 3 ghostly encounters. He's told us 2, the man in the boiler room with his glowing work uniform, and seeing his dead neighbor on the street. And now we'll get to hear Jimmy talk about his 3rd encounter, which is more of a malevolent spirit, and we'll see how that goes. Now, don't forget, if you like the episode, click the like button, please. It'll help the channel and show us your appreciation. And please press the subscribe button and click the bell so you'll be notified when I do release new videos. Okay. And tell us what you think. Write down in the comments below on what you think, what Jimmy saw, and your explanations of it. And but we'll have a chat with Jimmy as well and see what he thought. And just before we go to the story, just to let you know, we've partnered with some free tarot readings down below. So click the link and you can get your free tarot reading done, and you can pursue it further if you wish. And I had one done. Well, it was the very similar stories I've been hearing lately. I've been drawing a lot of the tarot cards lately from my previous episodes on the tarot deck, and similar cards keep popping up, which is a bit of a coincidence, and similar story for my tarot reading as well. So if you want to have a go, try the free tarot reading, and if you want to pursue it further, please do. And then maybe write your comments below and see how accurate was the reading. So we're going to head back to Jim with his story on his 3rd encounter of a spirit. And what happened with the 3rd one?
3rd one is a completely different story. So this is slightly darker. So this one is, I was in Vietnam. This is 4 years ago. And I've been travelling for about 2 months, and I'd been in Vietnam for about 3 weeks. I planned on staying about another week. And I travelled all the way from the south, all the way up to the north, and I'd arrived at the capital, Hanoi. And it was about 6 in the morning, weird time of day to arrive. And then I found my hotel and kind of had some breakfast and stuff like that, had a shower and went for a walk. And then I went to a museum and it was closed. And I was like, I just, something about that museum being closed made me feel so kind of like lonely. Because I was out there, Hanoi, and it was cold, and got really used to like 30 odd degrees, and it was about 18 degrees or something, and it was really busy and overwhelming, and I just had this overwhelming sense of just like, I'm on my own out here, this is tough. And I kind of missed my ex-girlfriend who I'd broke up with about 6 months before. So I decided to go and get drunk. Of course.
As you do.
Huh?
As you do.
As you do, yeah. Especially in Hanoi, because a beer costs about 20p in Hanoi. So I knew it wasn't going to break the bank. So I'd given up smoking as well about 2 weeks before. First thing I did was I went and bought like a pack of fags, 20 fags, and then I went and found this corner bar that like they have in Hanoi. They have these corner bars on these back alleyways, and they have these little plastic stools you can sit on, like kids sit on in nursery. So sat myself on one of them and just drank beer after beer, and just got really drunk. Smoked a lot of fags, and then met this guy who, where was he from? I think he was Australian actually. Yeah. And then he was. And then we went to a bar and watched football, and it just turned into like I don't know, it must have been like 8-10 hour drinking session. And then I thought, well, I've got to go home. And I was really drunk. And I got to the street where the hotel was on, somehow found it. And I was just walking back and forth along the street and couldn't find the hotel. And I was like, I know it is on this street. I could not see it. And then after just walking up and down again and again, this old Vietnamese lady sort of came across the road looking at me sort of like, and she just walked over and just pointed straight in front of me like that. And I was like, I went to her and said the name of the hotel, that was it. And then she came over and just pointed straight in front of me. So I'd just been walking like back and forth right in front of it. Anyway, got into the hotel, and I remember going upstairs and opening the door, and then with the key throwing it onto the bed. I remember doing that. And then I just sort of collapsed onto the bed, and that was it. Just sort of passed out for the night, like fully dressed. And the next morning I woke up and I thought, I've got to like get it together. So, I was hungover, but I thought I'll have a shower, I'll get dressed. Well, I was already dressed, but put on some new clothes, and then I'll go out and do something positive. So I did that. I was ready to go, and then I thought, okay, where's the key? And then I was like, oh yeah, I remember I threw it onto the bed. So I was looking on the bed, and this key is like, I don't know if you've ever been travelling in Asia, but the keys are often like, you got the key and then you got a big block of wood with like, like this thick, like that, with the number of your room. I think
so you can't lose it.
Yeah, so you can't lose it, exactly. And my room number was 103, and I couldn't find the key. And I was like, this key is in this room because it's massive. The key, I mean, the room is tiny.
Yeah, it didn't fall down the other side of the bed or something like that.
I turned that, so I literally turned the entire room upside down twice. Like, the mattress, the pillows, everywhere, looked everywhere. And it was gone. And it just felt so weird that huge key could have gone. Just like that. And then I looked in the wardrobe, and it wasn't in there, but at the bottom of the wardrobe was this kind of like black garment. So I thought, what's that? It's weird. Picked it up, and it was this really old like black dress, like quite like a lace neck on it, and just there's something weird about it. So I just put it down again, shut the wardrobe. And then I felt defeated because I was like, okay, the key isn't in here. This is really quite strange. There's no windows in that room as well. It was the worst room I've ever stayed in.
So you had to have the light on to see.
Huh?
You had to turn the electric light on to illuminate the room.
Yeah, in the morning, you know. So
Yeah,
it's,
all the time.
yeah.
If
So
there's no windows.
no, there wasn't, and there was this. It was huge. It had this like really high ceiling and old Vietnamese kind of Chinese style to it. Um, anyway, then something happened, something really, really weird. So the whole energy just shifted in a heartbeat. It just kind of changed into something else, and I felt that someone was standing behind me,
Right.
and I just froze. I was right by the bed. I remember it at the front of the bed, and I just froze. And I felt just like someone was standing behind me, just like that, as if, as if any second they were just going to push. And I froze, and then I felt them come in front of me and be in front like that, as if they were going to push on my chest. And I like froze with fear, like the expression.
Yeah.
It's true. I froze on the spot. I just couldn't move. And the boiler in the bathroom, because I'd had a shower, boiler again, was like making that weird whistling sound, that really high pitched whistle that sometimes they do.
Right.
And I became aware of it as I was standing there. The whole room was just silent, and I could hear that whistle. And I think my brain had just stopped. The whole of me had just stopped. And then I said, don't know why I said it, but I just said, I need to leave this room. And the second I said it, the whistle in the bathroom just stopped. The second I'd said it, and I freaked out. I really, I came alive then and just started grabbing my clothes and just throwing them into my bag, grabbing everything I had, and I could feel this thing, whatever it was, just walking around me, just by my side the entire time. So I was just focusing on putting my things in the bag. Yeah, it was absolutely terrifying. It was so scary. And I just managed to get it all in the bag, and then got my bag and got out of there and went to reception and said, I'm leaving. And they were like, what, is everything okay? And I was like, no, it's not. I need to go, and I've lost your key. Or somebody's took it, I think I said. Somebody's took my key. I was like, no one's took your key. You got into your room. And I was like, well, it's not there now. It's gone. Something's took
Housekeeping didn't come in while you were in the bathroom or anything?
No. I mean, there wasn't even a door in the bathroom. It was like tiny little showers. Okay. Like a wardrobe pretty much, with just a shower in it. And then the guy was like, okay. And then I think I said, look, the key is probably in there somewhere, which isn't true at all. And then he was like, you booked 4 nights, you need to pay for 4 nights. And I was just like, yeah, whatever, man. So I just paid for it and left. I could not get out of there quicker.
You didn't want to change to another room or something?
No, I was just absolutely, I can't tell you how much I just needed to get out of there. It was so scary.
So, it's interesting you got the room without any windows. Was it always a hotel?
I don't know.
How old was the building, do you think?
Old, yeah, definitely old.
100, 200 years old?
Yeah, at least 100, I'd say, definitely. I could probably, I think it was called Lucky. I could check my emails. I think it was like Lucky something.
Yeah, that would be good. We could look it up.
Yeah. What was it called? Lucky Star or something? No, Happy something. Well, whatever it was, it definitely wasn't. Um,
Not in that room.
Not in that room. No, it was.
No, because it'd be interesting to find out if it always was a hotel, and because you got the room that had no windows, what was that room originally used for originally, and what could have gone on in that room, so to speak? You know what I mean? Um, yeah, which makes it all really quite interesting. Um, it wasn't. You don't think it could have been your state of mind, having a lot to drink?
Yeah, I guess.
Could be that as well, or it could have made you more open to receive those sort of things.
Yeah, I was in a vulnerable state, so
Yeah,
it really the overwhelming feeling was just something in that room just didn't want me to be in there. Um,
really.
yeah, without a doubt.
Didn't
That's
like you in there.
no, and it
And you
could
didn't mention it to the receptionist.
no. I just said something took my key, but I didn't say your hotel's haunted or anything like that.
Well, maybe you should have mentioned it. You'd say, "Oh yeah, that's the woman in black in in that room. We'll put you in a different room."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh well, that's really fascinating. Yeah, you should research and see if like TripAdvisor and see if anyone else has had similar experiences in that hotel or in that room.
That's a great idea. I'll do that.
Yeah. And let us know because it'd be really fascinating to find out. And it also backs up your story on what you picked up. If something has happened in that, like something weird has happened in that building before as well.
Mm.
Yeah, because in one of my other episodes, I, um, I stated how, well, actually, what got me really interested in the paranormal was I felt like I was talking to a little girl in this old cottage, and I took a picture, and there's this flash of light going right across the picture where I imagined this little girl to be, and later on I find out that a lot of people have actually seen children's ghosts hanging around that house, and I'm just thinking it's all too coincidental actually for things like that to happen. You know, why didn't I see a grown up in that? Well, feel like I was talking to a grown up in that room instead of a little girl, and that sort of thing. So it just feels like if there's things to back up the stories, it makes you feel like you're not imagining things. That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's a great idea actually. Because it would be nice to know. I mean, I am sure that it happened because I experienced it, but it'd be so
Yeah.
interesting to know if anyone else, come across anything like that before in that hotel. Or and just the history of it as well. You never know who might have been in there.
Yeah, and what could have happened in there?
Yeah,
And it's interesting that you saw the black dress in the cupboard
yeah,
because it might either, I don't know, if it was a real black dress, it means housekeeping wasn't doing their job well enough because they didn't check the cupboards, or and if it is something strange, yeah, what's the significance of a black dress in that room?
mm. Yeah. It's definitely something creepy about it. Definitely. And you know what? It had such a powerful effect on me that I gave up smoking. I've never smoked since.
Really?
Yeah.
But you're still drinking.
I'm not now, but
All right.
at the time, I was drinking, as you know, a lot on that day anyway. Um, but I didn't drink then for 3 months,
Wow.
and I didn't smoke ever again. And it was because of that. I mean, it really, really, really shook me to my core, so that I just couldn't. The message I got from that one was stop messing about, look after yourself, and get it together. And I did. So the place that I went to after that, the hotel I managed to find was called the Sanctuary. Yeah, and I got the top room, and it was on New Year's Eve, and there were all these fireworks going off, and there was like bells ringing outside my room, and I remember praying, um, kind of for forgiveness and just for like someone to help me, and yeah, it really, really that really left me with it changed me, and I just looked after myself after those. It was great, really. It did me a favour, that ghost.
So maybe that spirit that you saw in the room wasn't that bad. That maybe trying to get some sense into you, maybe.
Kind of, yeah. I mean,
So it wasn't really a bad spirit after all.
no, I kind of I felt, it felt bad, but it felt quite violent, or potentially violent, but no, did me a favour, did me a massive favour, definitely.
So it could be a misinterpretation on your behalf, so to speak.
Yeah, could be, yeah.
Or do you think it could have been a spirit that had been in a similar situation and was in a violent situation and things went wrong? And that's what you're picking up on, although it's coming to help you.
How do you mean?
Like the spirit could have been in a similar situation as you, in a bad place, like a lot of drinking, addiction maybe, and then got into a fight or bad company and maybe murdered or something. And so that spirit is angry and still in that bad state, but could see you that was in a similar state and try to help you to snap out of it. Otherwise, you could end up, in a worse place like that spirit maybe.
That's, yeah, definitely, it's a good thought, that is. It definitely felt like, yeah, there's some kind of favour, like looking back on it now. So yeah, it could absolutely be some spirit, like you say, that got caught up in that similar situation and just it didn't work out well.
Got caught up in that situation and has been stuck there. That's why it's still in the hotel and can't leave, so to speak, maybe.
Could be, yeah. It's a scary thought, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean, as you said, that room, no windows for a hotel. I mean, I did stay in a room actually in a hotel in Adelaide in Australia, and actually that didn't have any windows either. But it had a huge bathroom that was connected to the room, and that had some high ceiling windows in it. But that hotel obviously was a conversion from another sort of building, which is why the bedroom actually didn't have any windows in it. So it makes you wonder, in your hotel, what was that room originally used for? And if she's in there, I don't know why we think it's a she, maybe because of the black dress. If she's in there, what is she doing in there in a room without any windows? It makes you wonder if maybe there was some foul play going on. Maybe she was locked in there or something and died or something. Who knows, And it makes you really want to investigate it further.
it does. I think I've been kind of not really wanting to go there again with that one, so I've just kept it as just a story. But now you've inspired me to check this out. I'd love to get some answers. I would love to know more about it.
Well, what do you think? What do you think of Jimmy's stories? What do you think of the ghost in the hotel room? And if you haven't seen his previous encounters on our last episode, just click the link and you'll be able to watch them now. So you get a full range of his encounters. And then write in the comments below what you think. What were these things that he encountered? I mean, we've discussed it a bit already, but yeah, it'd be nice to have another person's point of view on it. I personally think it's all scientific, really, but we just haven't discovered it yet. And I think the answers lie in quantum physics. And who knows, in 200 years' time, we might really know what is really going on. Now, if you've liked this episode, please click the like button. It'll help the channel and show your appreciation. And click the subscribe button as well, and press the bell and the notifications. So that way you will be notified when I do release a new video. And we have a partnership at the moment for a free tarot reading. Just click the link below and that will take you to the tarot reading and see what you think. And you can continue it a little bit further. And then come back and let us know what you thought. How accurate was it? So, until I see you next time, stay well and happy.